Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of GTV. Again, it's me, Ginger Arboleda, and today I have a very good friend who I haven't seen for the longest time. His name is Marvin Germo, and I'm sure hindi ko na kailangan introduce kasi sikat na siya
So,
ngayon. Hi Marv, how are you?
hello, thank you for having me. No, it's an honor na may mag-interview sa akin na sobrang yaman. So, always a delightful time na ano.
Ganyan yung banter namin lagi ni Marv ever since, no? So Marvin, how are you? What have you been doing? Sabihin natin sa mga viewers natin kung anong pinagkakabalahan natin.
Gosh, the past 60 months I'm at home lang. I haven't really gone out. I guess may pros and cons also. And I guess it's a blessing that when you invest, it doesn't even force you to go outside also. Syempre, pero cons also is that you want everything to get better. But for me, I just stayed at home eh. As in literal na prior to the pandemic, lagi ako nasa labas. Pero ngayon, nasa loob ako. And totoo to, prior tayo nag-record,
Yeah.
last year, nung sarado yung, when we locked down, I was
Mm-mm.
just playing StarCraft the whole time. I was playing StarCraft the whole time. Sabi ko, wala namang mangyayari. Hindi naman nakakalas. Laro na lang ako. I haven't, tapos yun yung game na I haven't really played
Yeah.
uh, since high school.
Oh my gosh.
Sobrang daming oras. So, sige, I'll play it. And then, yeah, laro ko StarCraft 1. So, mga kalaro ko, sabi nila, may StarCraft 2 na, lipat tayo doon. Hindi ko nalaro yun kasi 2010 yata lumabas yung StarCraft 2. So, it was something na wala na akong time sa games at that time. Yun. So,
Yeah.
I took the time to learn it. And then yun, it's very addicting. It's fun for me.
So
So,
before this recording, no, I was telling Marvin about Axie Infinity. So very apt also because yun nga, because it's something that Filipinos now are talking about, and it's related to what we're gonna talk about now, which is like cryptocurrency. So a
mm,
lot of people get into this, syempre, Axie Infinity, because it's a game. It's fun, diba? But I think prior to like getting into it as an investor and really investing, kasi I've seen more nako people get loans, sinasangla yung bahay para makabili ng Axie, no? I think as an investor, you should understand first the foundations, diba? What are these things, no? What is happening to in this kind of environment, diba? So where did all of these NFT games begin? And it all began really with cryptocurrency. So okay, so maybe before that, how did you get into cryptocurrency trading, Marv? Maybe share with us like your experience and how did you discover it and how did you start?
Okay, interesting. I heard cryptocurrencies first 2013. Pero super skeptical ako about it. People can search this, they can go to Rappler. I wrote a column in Rappler to January 2014. And then the tone of how it was written was, oh, ingat kayo dyan kasi madaming tao ginagamit yan pang transfer ng mga illegal goods and services. Tapos may
Yeah.
mga madaling mahack yan, mawawala yan. It's magic internet money na mawawala.
Mm.
So that was early 2014. Then 2017, the cryptocurrency market parang pushed up. Bitcoin was around 19,000, 20,000 US dollars at that
Yeah.
time. December yon. At that time, I was already telling people magka-crash yan. It's a bubble. It's a bubble. Then lo and behold, it started to crash. Then March 2018, I was in a trip to Dubai, and then one of my friends, si John Joseph Mendoza, as in literal na binudol niya ako, sabi hindi kita papauwiin hangga't di ka mag-start mag-invest ng cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
So at that time he explained, I already had a semblance of what Bitcoin was, of what cryptocurrency was. And then I knew that blockchain was something that it will be part of the future heavily. Pero ano eh, up until now naman, I'm still a stock investor at heart. Sabi ko, okay, pwede ko lagay pera ko dyan, pero okay, masaya naman ako sa stock market eh. So parang, if I put my money there, will it actually do better than what I'm doing in the stock market? But sabi niya, try it. So I tried it 2018. It was below 5,000. Bitcoin was below 5,000 US dollars at that time. And then,
Wow.
pero I just invested not not out of I really believe that it's the future. I invested because it's an asset class. I wanted it to be part of my portfolio. So yun, so I opened an account there. I think Bitcoin yata ang una kong binili. Then when I went home, I opened another account here. Tapos Bitcoin and Ethereum yung binili ko. So I maintained two accounts at that time. Yun, so it was just like that. And then, tinanong mo anong ginawa ko nung lockdown.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of time last year and early parts this year, it gave me a lot of time to actually study. It gave me a lot of time to, yung dating hindi ko pinapansin,
Mhm.
inaral ko. And the more I studied Bitcoin, the more I wanted to put in money because it's
Mhm.
it's it's something that ano eh, when people say that it's a scam, when people say that it's something that will go to zero, I those are coming from statements na hindi nila talaga naaral yung technology.
Yeah.
Hindi nila naaral what it really is. Because the more when people find out and know what Bitcoin is and then other tokens na talagang useful, they will find out that it's massively better than what we're currently having right now. So in the cryptocurrency market, there's I think over 10,000 cryptocurrencies right now.
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
90 plus percent of them 10 years from now
Will be
will not
gone.
make it. They won't make it. I don't think they'll make
Yeah.
it. Similar to the dot-com bubble. That's why people also have to be wary that when people present cryptocurrencies to them, it has to be something that pinag-aaralan nila because they have to bet on the ones that will be very, very game changing. They have to bet on the ones that will be here for a very long period of time. They want to bet on the ones that will disrupt how we currently do things. And maybe, and sobrang daming categories on how you would put cryptocurrencies. Say you have store of value, you have utility, you have exchange tokens, then you have the ones that can be smart contracts, and you have your meme coins, and then you have yung talagang wala talaga silang ginagawa. So
Mhm.
when people talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin lang yung nakikita nila, but there's so much more na nagagawa yung bawat cryptocurrency na yun. So, um, for the sake of people na wala pa masyadong, I think, background
Mhm.
sa cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is the easiest to understand because, or sorry, since we talked about Axie, we talked about games, I think the gaming culture, NFTs will introduce cryptocurrencies na mas madali siya maintindihan ng tao. Pero kung wala, hindi pa dumating yun, I think Bitcoin was the easiest for people to understand because it's literally digital gold.
Okay, all right. So like you mentioned na people should study it. Like when
Mhm.
you study coins, what they actually look at, no? Siguro isa-isahin natin kasi para if they do their research, how do they distinguish like something that is that will possibly not be there in a couple of months or so or years, no? Versus those really that will stick around for like years or centuries to come.
People need to look at number one. Obviously, the first ones in that space will have first mover advantage already. Mas mahirap siyang matalo. So that means that all of the other tokens that are copying the first one, they have to, in my opinion, be 1,000 times better than the first one para lumipat yung mga tao kasi hindi biro-biro yun. For example, Ethereum. Ethereum right now is the first one that if I mentioned kanina Bitcoin is digital gold, Ethereum is programmable money. As in, pera na pwede mo lagyan ng smart contracts that it can do so many things. So, pati yung Axie Infinity na yan, it's just riding off a smart contract also. But that's another discussion altogether. So, if someone will try to fight, copy, beat Ethereum, it
Mhm.
must convince lahat ng developers na currently gumagawa ng apps on top of it, lahat ng mga companies na currently gumagamit nun, lahat ng mga users na currently gumagamit din nun to actually shift. If I'm a user, if I'm also a developer, anong meron dyan na mas maganda sa current kong ginagamit? Kasi kung hindi naman ganun kalaki yung difference,
Yeah.
ba't ako lilipat? So there has to be something that is game changing dun sa token or coin na yun that will make a difference. So para sa akin one way for them to look at who are the ones that will be relatively stronger if they have their own blockchain. madami kasi they don't have their own blockchain. They're just riding another blockchain. I think that poses no a level na mas madali siyang mawala than the ones that have their own, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, etc. Even BNB. So the ones that have their own blockchains will be stronger. Then kasi madami, if I don't even know more than 100 na talaga binabantayan ko, no. The
Mm.
rest of the thousands out there look almost the same yan. There's so many meme coins eh. Yung mga meme coins na yan na wala talagang utility,
Mm.
wala talaga siyang ginagawa. People are just buying it because there's an expectation na aakyat siya. Feel ko yun yung mawawala. So they have to take a deep dive. Ano yung ginagawa ng token or coin na yun that will better society. So for example, XRP is for remittances, Tita is for streaming, BNB is an exchange token na pwede mo gamitin sa Binance platform, pwede mo gamitin sa mga decentralized exchanges to actually transact. Tapos may NFT na rin yung Binance. So, ganun din, Cardano, Polkadot, it's trying to copy Ethereum or it's trying to beat Ethereum. Kasi primarily also, yung Ethereum, meron din siyang mga loopholes, meron din siyang mga scalability issues. That's why they started to sprout up. So the question there is, yung Cardano, Polkadot, they're the bigger ones. Madami pa mas
Yeah.
maliliit sa kanila that are trying to do certain things. Pero isipin mo yun, the fact that you can ask a normal person or even a crypto enthusiast to name 100 cryptocurrencies. It will be hard to name 100 also because not everyone can study everything. So my suggestion to people watching this, if you want to start, most likely start with the ones that nasa top 100 in terms of market capitalization, so that there's a reason why their market cap is higher. And it will be harder also for those na malalaki yung market cap na basta-basta siya mawawala. So yun.
Okay, nice, nice, Marv. So you mentioned some coins already. And for the people viewing this, no, so my next question to Marv, please don't take it as financial advice. I'm just gonna ask you, like, what coins are you invested in right now? And like, you mentioned also that you went into crypto to diversify, diba? For diversifying your portfolio. Is it the same sentiments that you have right now? Do you feel the same way about it? And how big is your crypto well, the percentage of crypto in your portfolio?
Bitcoin is the future. it's
Mm.
it, it's the future. So people are asking me kailan ako magtatanggal. I have no plans returning my cryptocurrency into peso. Bitcoin is a superior currency, and nandun ka na, bakit mo pa siya ibabalik into something that's inferior, something that's inflationary? So I don't plan to take it out. Pwede magbago yan at some point later on. I don't know, but my current frame of mind is I want to have as much Bitcoin as possible. So dahil bumagsak yung Bitcoin the past few weeks, I picked up more. So yung holdings ko yata ngayon, 80% of what I have is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB, if I remember it properly. And then I have, I think I have next year is Pancake Swap, Cake, and then VET. Then lower than that, I have a bit of ADA and XRP. So then then lower than that, I try to experiment on smaller coins na kung mawala siya, it really won't affect my
Yeah.
entire portfolio. If it moves up, okay lang din, but it's far from where my core is. So yun, I think equally weighted, very close to each other, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. In terms of my portfolio size, nung nag-start ako, um, sabi ko 1% lang, pero I think in proportion to, I don't know yung proportion sa total. I know yung
Yeah.
proportion ko for stocks and crypto. Kung ito yung proportion ng stocks ko, crypto is around 20% already, in the ratio for both Philippine and US stocks that I have. So somewhere around that.
Somewhere around 20. All right. So for people who are new to this, Marv, like, how much should they invest in? And basically, like, should they like invest yung mga current nila, na should they switch, should they like what do they invest also?
Okay, just to share also, I've never taken out any Philippine or US stocks just to transfer to crypto. What I intended to be in Philippine or even bonds,
Mm-mm.
excuse me, or in mutual funds or whatever, they all stay there. So parang may
Okay.
kanya-kanya silang kung Game of Thrones, may kanya-kanya silang kingdom that it will not be interchanged. Kasi the problem with a lot, parang pangit to, lipat na tayo dito, and then you keep jumping. And the technique kasi also when you invest properly in your portfolio is yung actually yung tahimik, yung
Mm-mm.
pangit ngayon, yun dapat yung pinuposisyonan mo kasi later on yun na yung maganda. And
Maganda.
I think that's the advantage of having different portfolios, is that you can ride the ones that are doing well, while they're doing well, you're positioning on the one that's not doing so well.
Mm.
So to answer your question, if they don't understand cryptos, I highly suggest they don't put any money into it, because if they buy into it just because pinag-usapan natin or nadinig nila sa kaibigan
Yeah.
nila or may kumita dito, they'll lose a lot of money, because investing in cryptocurrencies are very, very volatile, meaning it requires a lot of conviction. It requires a lot of conviction, especially when things are down. So I'll give you an example. Bitcoin a couple of months ago, May, nasa 60 plus thousand US dollars siya. Everyone wanted to buy. But Bitcoin now is around 30,000 US dollars. People don't want to buy. Para sa akin, if you like Bitcoin at 64,000 US dollars, then you should like it even more at 30,000,
Yes.
because from 60,000 to 30,000, wala naman nagbago sa technology. Nothing has changed. It's just that people are just scared eh. And if you believe in it so much, dapat the lower it is, the more you should actually be adding, stacking, buying, and getting as much as you can. And I'll say this to a lot of people. People need to realize this. There will only be 21 million Bitcoins ever. That
Mm.
cannot be said
A cap. Mm-mm.
to gold. We've been around for thousands of years. Gold has been there. That cannot be said for the US dollar. That cannot be said for other tokens na unlimited yung
True.
supply nila. Bitcoin will only be 21 million. Once the last Bitcoin is mined, wala na.
Yeah.
And the more valuable it will become. The longer, and here's what's so interesting, and people don't realize this eh. 2021 na, Bitcoin started 2008. Kung scam yan, kung magza-zero yan, yung mga crashes a few years ago, dapat di na siya bumalik eh.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's still here, the fact that you see a lot of institutions starting to come into it, you see a lot of uh, traditional investors that are jumping into it also,
Yeah.
talks about its staying power. And kahit, I'll say this, so for those who are watching, uh, bukod sa dapat alam nila yung papasukan nila, don't just get into it just to get rich. Kasi maraming tao tingin nila loto yung Bitcoin eh,
Yeah.
loto yung cryptocurrencies eh. Hindi siya loto. Kung ganun siya kadali, lahat ng tao bilyonaryo. Hindi naman eh. You go
Mm.
into it because you know it so much, and then by product na lang yung whatever gains that you will get from it. And regardless of what currency or token it is, regardless if it's ADA, if it's Polkadot, if it's Cake, Uniswap, etc., regardless of what it is, kung ano yung alam mo, yun yung pasukan mo. If at any point in time you're still asking people, ano magandang bilhin today, then that's a signal already that you shouldn't be buying yet. Because if you know already what you're getting into, you won't ask anymore. Eh. You will have full
Yeah.
conviction on what you know you should get into. So yun.
Yeah. So you've thoroughly done your research, ika nga. So before you get into it. And also, dapat they shouldn't put money that they can't afford to lose.
Mhm.
So marami dyan talaga, they put money that, yun nga eh, feeling that they can get rich quickly, but that's not the case really. No? So yeah. So what do you think, Marvel, happen like 1, 3, or 5 years from now when it comes to cryptocurrencies? Like what is your fearless forecast?
Uh, I don't know that that's the tricky part about it, because those are things we can't control, yung pressure niya where it will be. But what I know is this. People always say that nako late na mag Bitcoin kasi ang laki ng inakyat niya. I think we're very, very early pa. The fact that people don't understand it yet
Yeah.
is already a signal that sobrang sobrang early pa niya, and you people will only see the value in it once apps are built. Ayun, Axie is a good example that suddenly you now get to have a tokenized version of it, of a crypto na may smart contract doon na naging NFT na linalaro mo siya. Naintindihan ng
Mhm.
mga tao, eto pala to. Instead ng, dati naglalaro ako Call of Duty, tapos bibili ako
Yeah,
ng skin, pero pwede ko siya ibenta, tapos may value pala siya. Ngayon, I could actually own that particular skin na sa akin talaga na pwede ko ilabas sa game.
true.
When people see the apps that are built around it, that's when they get to understand it. However, when people understand it, wala ka ng upside doon. The upside will always be when people don't understand it yet. So when you think you're late already to the game, it's very early pa. The fact that a lot of people still think it's a scam, the fact that a lot of people think it's gonna go to zero, that the fact that it's not yet digestible to everyone else is
Right.
already a sign for you that if you study it, spend 10,000 hours to study it, and when you really find out what it is and you have full conviction, kasi ito nangyari sa akin eh, the more I study it, Ginger,
Mhm.
I find myself putting a lot more money eh. Ganyan yung nangyayari. Parang never nangyari na nag-aral ako na sinabi ko, ay,
Babawiin ko na.
ayoko na. Mas maganda pala
Mm.
magtago ng fiat currencies kesa sa
Mm.
cryptocurrency. It has never happened eh. And
Mm.
I don't think we are going back from this, meaning 2050, the world won't
Yeah.
go back and say, kasi this is what people need to realize. The longer this drags on, the more accepted Bitcoin will be. That's what's happening. Habang tumatagal, mas natatanggap na siya ng tao, lalo na kung you mentioned that you have a lot of people that are under you in Axie. Kung yung mga younger generation na yan that grew up na ito na lang alam nila,
True.
oh,
True.
how will it be na lalo na yung mga tao na who over the next few years because of this pandemic, nasanay sila GCash, nasanay sila mag-transfer
Mm.
using digital apps.
Yeah.
It will be second nature for them to transfer from wallet to wallet also.
Mm.
And they wouldn't see money anymore as, kailangan backed yan by a central bank. Hindi na siya ganun. So, I think we're not going back from this. So, I don't know what the future price will be.
Mm.
But what my technique in investing, it has been like this ever since. Hindi ko
Mm.
control yun eh. Pero control ko how much I allocate, how much risk I take, and how much I deploy capital.
Mm.
So whatever the price will be just a product of what I do today with my positions.
Okay, that's great, no? Like in terms of methods, you mentioned like this is how I invest kasi. Kaya naalala ko lang. Like what's your strategy when it comes to cryptocurrency? Do you do cost averaging? Do you do value-based investing? How do you like invest in crypto?
Hmm. Nag-evolve na rin through time kasi the more I know about it. Dati kasi habol ko lang mag-trade eh. Sabi ko, pag akyat niyan,
I'm sure.
bebenta ko din yan. Ganun. So, yun yung naging approach ko. Pero as time went on and the more I get to know more about it, nag-split. The same as how I do stocks. Meron
Mm.
positions for trading, meron positions for investing. So for trading, it's not different from the stock market where you use technical analysis already to time it. It's
Yeah.
just that mas volatile siya and then 24/7 siya for trading. For investing naman, ano lang,
Mm.
so my style is whatever I earn from trading, a portion of that I leave for trading pa rin, but a portion of that, parang may tax ako sa sarili ko. A certain percentage goes to Bitcoin, a certain percentage goes to Ethereum, a certain percentage goes to
Mm.
BNB, then a certain percentage goes to either BUSD or USDC, then the rest for trading. Then I just buy. So depending on what the result of my trades would be,
Yeah.
that's how much I would put. So minsan naman kasi you don't sell right away. So the only time I sell tapos profit, that's when I split it and
That's
yun yung
yeah.
yun yung pinambibili ko. So
Oh,
something like that.
galing. Ang ganda na strategy mo, ah. Sige, makopya nga yan later on.
Mayaman ka na eh. Guys, comment below kung naniniwala kayo na sobrang
No!
yaman ni Ginger Arboleda. So,
Hindi. Nako, sinungaling si
para sa
Marvin.
mga katulad ko lang yan na trying to make our way in life.
Hindi, no, 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 there. So anyway, Marvin, thank you. It was super a pleasure talking to you again. Any tips pala for like investors, for new investors, like final reminders, final tips, or final advice for new traders and investors?
Ah, madami akong gusto sabihin, but
Sige.
please study.
Mm.
Please, kasi alam ko, it's super popular right now na ang daling madala na pag nakita mong kaibigan mo na kumita, gusto mo sumabay without getting into it eh. That's the best way to lose money because you think that their success will be your success also. It doesn't work that way eh. Then as you start to study, Ginger said it already, put only an amount of money that you can tolerate, that you don't plan to touch. But hindi lang yun eh. Hindi lang tolerate, plan to touch, hindi lang na hindi kayo utang, pero it should be an amount of money na kung bumagsak siya, hindi kayo mag-aaway mag-asawa, makakatulog ka pa rin ng mahimbing, and it's something that natanggap mo na pwedeng mangyari siya. So a question that you should ask yourself is this. It goes back to your question kanina, 100,000 ba, lalagay mo 50,000 ba, 1 million ba? Tanungin mo sa sarili mo na kung naglagay ka ng 1 million pesos, naging 100,000 na lang siya, are you okay with it? Because sa cryptocurrency market, literal yung from April to where we are right now, there are some coins that have dropped 90% in price. The big ones like Bitcoin, mga 50% lang yung binagsak niya. So if you're buying the big ones, just ask yourself, am I okay that kung bumaba to ng 50%, can I tolerate this? Or if you're buying the smaller ones, pag bumaba to ng 90%, can I tolerate this as well? And I'll flip it also to people who are skeptical about it, that hindi ako mag-invest dyan kasi scam yan. You can buy cryptos for less than $10 minimum trade yon. What does that mean? $10, 500 pesos, bili ka ng Bitcoin, bumaba siya kalahati, 250, pero $5. Hindi ka naman magugutom dun eh. Minsan we spend more sa
Yeah.
milk tea natin araw-araw. Kung ininom mo yung
Yeah.
milk tea mo, you gain, okay, masaya ka for a few minutes. Linagay mo, ininvest mo yung pera mo, totoo may chance that you lose money. If you lose money, what you will learn from that loss will be better and bigger than what you can get from high school and college. That 250 peso loss will teach you far more. That will make you a better investor later on. Pero kung umakyat siya, it does better, then suddenly you have another asset class that will work for you. So, yun. Start, learn, subscribe to Ginger Arboleda kasi you will learn a lot from her. You will get a lot from this channel when you listen to
Thank
her kasi
you.
iba pag sobrang yaman niya nagsalita eh. So,
Ay, ano ba? Thank you, Marv. So, do you wanna mention also your channel? Please, please mention it so that they
ano,
can also go.
no naman, just search it, Google Marvin Germo, whatever platform comes out yun. But I'm here for Ginger Arboleda talaga, so
Oh,
walang
thank
problema.
you. Thank you, Marv. It was great talking to you. Super tagal na natin hindi nag-usap. And I hope we get together again soon. Dito lang naman kayo ng wife mo. Lapit kayo. Diba?
Nagja-jogging din kami sa area niyo minsan. Hindi pala
Ay,
jogging, walking lang,
no!
walking lang. Ganda na,
Nakikita ko yung post mo, ha?
ganda na. May ilaw na dun sa area niyo. May yung street
Yeah.
very lighted, well lit.
Nice, no? Sige, I really hope that we get together soon. So, for those who are watching this episode, please like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more videos like this. And please visit Marv's channel as well. So, we will put the links in the show notes below. So, that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.